I'm John Gioia, Contra Costa County Supervisor and CSAC President this year. When I became President last year, I wanted to make sure that we were highlighting the great innovative and creative work that's occurring across California in our counties, especially our focus on prevention and early intervention services. We hope you'll watch these videos and learn and be inspired by the great work going on in our counties in the area of prevention and early intervention.
Keeping kids out of gangs pays off, certainly for the kid, but also for the county. And that's the concept behind Orange County GRIP, the Gang Reduction and Intervention Partnership, started by the District Attorney's Office.
Let's take a different approach and do prevention. And that's where the idea was sold to all the different agencies, and the District Attorney took the lead on getting all these agencies to buy into preventive services for these families and these kids.
But this is not something the DA's office can do alone.
All these other agencies, probation, the local police department, non-profit groups, the faith-based groups, they all have to be associated with this program for the program to work.
We have lots of kids that face challenges every day, being homeless, not necessarily knowing where they're going to sleep, not having a lot of food to eat, just coming without the tools that we're used to kids coming to school with. So just lots of needs, not speaking the language, parents really in struggling situations.
So the schools identify kids at risk for a variety of issues, and the GRIP program matches the kids up with resources in the community that can meet their needs.
Makes the kids come to school ready to learn and prepared and not dealing with all the other problems they're facing. So when they get here, they're ready to learn as opposed to worry about where am I going to sleep? I couldn't do my homework because there's 10 of us in one room. It's providing them all that stability that we're not able to provide them.
Some kids, it's simply getting to school every day on time. That's a huge task for them. So we can set a goal, hey, if you can get to school every single day on time, then we'll provide you with a positive reward at the end of the month.
We send about 2,500 kids to Angel Games every year as an incentive for doing well in school.
And by being proactive is getting out there and preventing these kids from becoming at risk. It's not only joining gangs or getting into trouble as they get older, but it's also becoming victims. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide them with the education, the resources, and the knowledge that they need to be successful individuals. In law enforcement, we're trying to move toward a proactive approach in prevention.
Keeping kids in school is important, so is keeping them occupied when school is out.
We look at that 3 to 6, that 3-hour out of school time, and during spring break, summer break, winter break, we occupy them with supervised and structured environments.
And yes, this is a different role for a lot of these people in law enforcement, but that's part of what makes the GRIP program work.
Just seeing the change in the kids is just amazing. When you see a kid that is going through so much at home, is going through so much out on the streets and dealing with so many barriers and difficulties, and you're able to bring them resources and give them help.
You know, what's really breaks your heart is when you see you're handcuffing, for example, a dad or a big brother who's going to jail for gang crime, and you look down and you see a little kid who's, you know, maybe 10 years old, looking up at you, and you realize that he's really needing a positive role model in his life.
And those are the times when I'm thinking, this is just a girl who needs attention. This is just a girl who wants to be loved.
And then see the result, which is them, you know, finishing strong, getting better grades, going to school, being enthused about going to school.
If you want to be an FBI agent, if you want to be a doctor, a veterinarian, you can do it. Don't let your neighborhood tell you that you cannot.
That's a huge, huge thing for us, and that's what keeps us going. It's pretty amazing.
This is a whole different approach that I'm completely sold into it because it works.
I just think that GRIP is something that has really made my job as a principal much easier, because just as much as we don't know what police are necessarily doing all day long, they're not always necessarily sure what we're doing. So it's just kind of brought that communication together. Yeah, it really works.